Good evening. Good evening. Welcome
Hey,
on Monday with Jackie O. And hey, Nina.
hi. So
How are
excited to be here.
Very good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are going to get everything shared to our pages really quickly so that everyone can see us.
It's
All
it's
right.
here.
All
Going
right.
to share.
We hope everyone is doing well. This is a brand new week. So, anytime we have a brand new week, we have new opportunities and new things that happen in a new week. And so, of course, this is Motivational Monday, and I'm your host, Jackie O. Every Monday, we have Motivational Monday where we bring some absolutely fabulous guests to you to share with you their knowledge, their expertise. And we are super, super excited to have Nina here with us on tonight. Welcome, Nina.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Motivational Monday is all about it is a space that we have created for women to where we talk about your inner and your outer wellness. We are all about helping women to succeed. And even as we're doing this, we are growing with you. We are learning with you. So thank you for tuning in. Please share. Tonight, we are going to be talking to Nina. Nina is a pre-med student. She is a budding entrepreneur, and she's 21. Like,
Yeah.
she has it going on, guys. And so, of course, as I stated before, she is in the Philippines, and so it's 9 a.m. there. Her day is just getting started. And so, again, Nina, thank you so much for being here with us on
Thank
Motivational
you.
Monday.
I'm so happy to be here and to share what I know with all of you.
Yes, yes. Nina, I did give you a brief intro, but tell us a little bit more about you that you would like to share before we hop right on into our segment.
So, aside from being a budding entrepreneur and a student, I'm also a wellness enthusiast. So, I do take wellness very seriously,
Mhm.
and I'm passionate about helping people find their voice, and helping them push through the fixed mindset, and of course, helping people to establish their online presence on social media. So
Yes.
that's
And
a
I
little bit
really
about.
love the fact that you help people to find their voice because I think in the climate that we're in now, it can be very easy for your voice to be lost in the
Yes.
shuffle. So for you to do that and also to be a young person that is really passionate about doing that, that speaks volumes and that is so, so very important. So we're going to be talking tonight about pushing through. We've been talking about pushing through, guys, for the past several weeks now. And so when Nina mentioned that that is what she was going to be talking about, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely great. That was to me, I felt that was a sign that we needed to continue to talk about pushing through because we are living in just some really crazy, uncertain times. And, you know, we can get weary and I
Yeah.
mean, I know I can't. I have before just kind of being overwhelmed, and but you know, I have to remember you got to push through. So, Nina, let's talk a little bit about that pushing through, and you know, what is the definition? I mean, it's really clear cut pushing through, but talk to us a little bit more, break it down on pushing through, and share with us some things that we can do to push through when we're going
So
through.
for me, sorry. Pushing through for me is more of not necessarily not acknowledging the challenge, but more of facing it head on rather than
Mm,
looking at it as something that is insignificant. I mean, sometimes we have that mindset of being too positive, and that's not really how I see pushing through a challenge is. So for me, pushing through is facing a challenge head on with solutions, with plans of how to um I'm not really good with vocabulary, but um how to rather get through a challenge with a plan, with the solution, and
Mhm.
just being resilient, I guess, but not to the
Yes.
point where you are being, I know we have that toxic positivity. So not like that, but more of being true to yourself, that you are facing a challenge right now, and that you have a plan or multiple plans to get through those challenges. So yeah,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah. That's really good. And that was key what you said about being resilient, because we do have challenges that come
that.
up in life, but the key is to bounce back. We'll
Yeah.
get knocked off, but to bounce back. And I also liked what you said about having solutions, and always, and as well, that was a good one about being positive, and how you can be positive, but you can still go through some things, right? And so I think that's a very good point to make, because I think sometimes we feel that we just have to be strong and positive all the time, but that doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
There are times where we're just like, ah, well, I can just speak for me. I just be ready to pull all this little hair out of my head, because I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this that I'm going through? But what you said is so good about pushing through, having a plan, and really a strategy
yeah.
to go through. So like what are some of the things that you do when you do have a challenge? What are some of the techniques that you use?
Um, I think the most important thing for me is, I this took me a while to do, because I'm a very independent person, and I don't really, I'm a little bit high on pride. But what I learned just maybe if recently is to, if you really can't do it but it's urgent, like for example business tasks that are pressing, but you just can't find the energy or the motivation to do it, ask for help. That's really my number one key. Ask for help. So yeah, just recently we had a big event in our business. I ran a workshop, and asking for help was really key in accomplishing everything that needed to be accomplished for that workshop. And I think another thing that helps me to push through is gratitude. That's my
Mhm.
number two, of being an entrepreneur in general. Um, Asking for help and being grateful that you are in a position to provide value to others. So that always helps me get perspective of just being in a place of service rather than doing this for me. So it helps a little bit in the mindset aspect. And I think that um, mindset plays a huge role in that as well. So just being yeah, like what I said earlier, acknowledging that you are going through an obstacle, and having a mindset that everything going on right now is temporary, and you will be able to push through that. And one thing, I heard one of the mentors that I have before, she said that for every breakdown comes a breakthrough.
Mhm.
And I think that stuck with me. So every time I feel it's so overwhelming and I feel like this is not going to pass, I just put in my head that this is temporary, it will pass, and a breakthrough is coming for me.
Yeah.
So that's mostly mindset as a key to push through many challenges that I went
Yeah.
through.
That's good. The mindset, transforming your mind, because it
Yes.
all starts in our minds. and what we think, what we're telling ourselves, and what are we thinking about ourselves and what we can do. And I love the point that you said about seasons, and it's about being temporary, because
Yeah.
I have that same concept of things are seasonal, just like we have our seasons, winter, summer, fall. Those only last for what, about 3 months, 3.5 months, something like that. And so it's temporary. And so I really like what you said about that. That is a great point, that people should realize things do not last forever. Now, your forever might be a year or two,
Yeah.
versus a month, but just know that it will
It
pass.
will.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
will
will.
pass. That's really good. So my takeaway is going to be ask for help. That is something that I struggle with myself as being an older person. I still struggle with asking for help, which I know that I need to do that. And gratitude, yes, just to be grateful for where we are in this season, and grateful for the people that are in our lives. Yeah, and that
Yes.
we can serve. That's really good with pushing through. Y'all, I told y'all she was going to have some really great nuggets. She was going to be sharing some really, I mean, because this is something that everyone can use, all of us can use, is what she is telling us. Let me make sure I don't have any comments. We have quite a few people that are watching. So yes, guys, if you have comments, if you have questions for Nina, please put them in the comment section as you're watching on Facebook, and we will be able to answer any questions, or she can make a comment to whatever comment that you may have, because we are paying attention to the comment section. So Nina, is there anything else that you want to talk to us about pushing through?
So I also wanted to add for those who are in the business world,
Yes.
because we talked about more general things earlier.
Mhm.
For those who are in business, I think that one of the major things that helped me to push through business challenges is to have that, again, mindset of an entrepreneur, and just to treat your business like a business,
Yeah.
not as anything else. Because I think that most of us started a business out of, like, it's like a passion project for some of us, and we did it on the side. But a business is something that will sustain you in the long term, really.
Mhm.
So having that mindset that your business is a business prepares yourself for the challenges that come with the business. Because if you think of your business as a big business, then you would know that a lot of challenges come with that, and you would know that success does not come right away, results don't come right away, and it takes many years for businesses to actually even earn income
Yeah.
um, after breaking even for a little bit. So I think that also helps with pushing through, having that mindset of an entrepreneur, and just realizing that success does not come easy, and results don't come right away. So like
Yeah.
what we talked about last week.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point for business owners. My daughters are business owners, and they have been since the age of 10 and 5, and now they're
Ooh.
14 and 19. So when we first started the business, so of course when we first started, they were young, and I did a lot of it. But now that they're older, Layla, the 19-year-old, she has ventured off and started another business, and she and I just had this same conversation. I want to say it was Saturday, or maybe yesterday we had this conversation, but just what you said. And I was telling her, because she's kind of like at this point of, I need to regroup. I need to, just kind of step back. And I told her that's okay, because sometimes as being a business and an entrepreneur, a business owner and entrepreneur, that you do have to take that step back.
Yeah.
You do have to regroup, recharge, because you're forever growing and your business is forever growing. So I think that those are some really good tips. And let's see, we have Sharon Fernandez says gratitude is the antidote to stress and living a happiness centered life. You are absolutely correct,
Like,
Sharon. That is so good. Gratitude. Yes. Gratitude and serving others is like the antidote to it. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Sharon, she's from the Philippines. She says hi from the Philippines. And then Pamela says difficulties are temporary. Yes, push through and you will get over them. Absolutely. That is so true. Yes, everything is just seasonal. Like you said,
yeah.
it's temporary. And we'll keep pushing through. Those are some very, very good tips.
And I
That
just wanted to add to what you said about taking a step back. I
mhm,
think also part of pushing through challenges is not only moving forward, forward, forward. Sometimes you really do have to take a step back in
yeah.
order to get a bigger perspective on things. Sometimes also when I go when I have a little time for overwhelm in my business,
Mhm.
I like to do something that's not related to business.
Yes.
I just take a step back from my work and maybe go outside, play with my dogs.
Mhm.
And that sometimes those ideas that you were looking for come at the most unconvenient, not really inconvenient times, but like unexpected
Yeah.
times. So that's why sometimes I know that if I just take a step back, then ideas will come to me. And then
Mhm.
I will be like, oh my gosh. And I'll run to my room and write it down. So yeah, I think mm, not only moving forward, but also taking a step back is having a balance of those helps with pushing through
Yeah.
many challenges as well.
That is so good. That's key. Very good, very good, very good. All righty. Those are some good takeaways, guys. I hope y'all are taking notes. Now, of course, this will be recorded, but I hope you're taking notes because this is really good information. All right. So, with that being said, and with you having your business and you doing marketing, let's talk a little bit about that because you talked about having the mindset, pushing through, asking for help, gratitude, and you can incorporate all of those things with your business. And so you do marketing and you help people find their voice and you help people have these stoppable social media pages. So I definitely am taking notes on that because I want people when they see my page to stop and be like, ah, yes.
Well, in terms of my at the side of my business, it's still having that mindset of an entrepreneur. For me, having that coming in or starting a business with that mindset really helps with your why and staying on course with your why. So um, when you are starting a business, it's difficult. Really, it's difficult. So actually, before I want to share this so that I have a preface to what I'm about to say. I entered the business world when I was 17. I started selling makeup online as well. And at that time, I didn't know anything about business at all. I had zero idea of what I was doing, and I just dove in right into the water without testing it. So after a few months of that, because I wasn't getting the results that I wanted or earning money, I was actually losing money.
Mhm.
I just completely stopped doing what I was doing and um, uh, just settled in the loss that I was in. So that when I was thinking about that actually last night, I said that was because I didn't have the mindset of an entrepreneur. Because recently we were also talking about franchises. Here in my family, we like to talk about a lot of things, and businesses are one of them. We were talking about franchise and how when someone presents a franchise to you, it usually they say that returns will take about 5 to 10 years.
Mhm.
And if you don't have that mindset of an entrepreneur, after a few years of losing money and just breaking even, it takes a toll on you and it will eventually make you give up. So having that mindset of an entrepreneur, knowing that businesses don't succeed right away, that helped me also to push through my business right now, because I started this business that I'm in 3 years ago
Mhm.
when I was 18. So I did it on and off because I didn't have the right mindset to do it. So that transitions now into my business, where I teach people how to find their voice, because for a long time I didn't have that. So helping going back to those experiences that I have helps me now to help people and serve
Mhm.
people. So I think that is also key in what I do in terms of branding, because your experiences and your story is the most powerful thing for your marketing. And I didn't have that. I didn't know marketing at all before.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that before I was able to do what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
So being a forever student is basically the first thing that you should be doing when you start a business. So learning what you don't know. So I had to learn marketing, I had to learn branding, I had to learn content creation, I had to learn how to use social media basically for business and not just for sharing my life.
Yeah.
And it's very different. Those two are very different things. So now we transition into branding, because that is where your stories come in, and
Mhm.
that is where your experiences and your pains and struggles come in, because that is what will inspire people. Being human inspires people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That connection.
Yes,
The
that
people,
connection.
yeah, they definitely want to be connected. And that's good that you have your story so that they can connect, that something that you're saying resonates with them in their life as well. So yeah, that's really good. And it all boils down to, you've said this multiple times, your mindset,
Yes.
having the mindset. Because if you just do something just to be doing it and to follow the crowd, to follow the trend, and it's not really what you want to do, then you're not going to stick with it.
Yes.
Even in the good, the bad, you're not. You'll do it for a little bit and then you're gone to the next adventure, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, that's really good. And when you said that, yes, someone said being a forever student, Mia. I hope I'm saying that right. Mia. Um,
Yeah.
you do have to be a forever student. We are forever learning.
Yes.
Forever learning. I mean, even for me, I am forever reading, forever taking, some type of a class, forever learning, because we are always evolving
Yeah.
and we never stop. So that was really good what you said as well. Ishmael said, among the challenges of a young entrepreneur, aside from finances and looking for customers, are handling stress and overcoming self-doubt. And I think you handled it perfectly well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Yes. And it says a lot too, just for you being a young person and starting a business, because like I said, I have seen it on my end too with my daughters. And so for a young person to be like you and really now your why of what
Mhm.
you're doing and why you're doing it, and you are learning, you're taking the classes, you're taking the steps to get you to that next level, and not only get you to the next level but also to help others.
Yes.
You are helping, you're sharing your knowledge to help others get there as well.
Yes.
And so that's really good. Yes, and we can do that. What else would you like to share with us about just your business and what you're doing?
So I just wanted to share a little bit, because I know you said some of the people who you talked about this segment or this session
Mhm.
today wanted to learn about branding.
Yes.
So I just
So
wanted to
you know
touch.
what? So let me say this. Now, you're probably not going to be able to tell them a whole bunch. So what we
Yeah.
might have to do is schedule a class and have them
Oh.
take your class. But I do want you to give some high points of
Oh, yeah. I
branding.
just wanted to be a little bit general about
Yeah.
this, just to give an idea of the things that you should think about when you start a brand.
Mhm.
So there are actually two things to consider when you do start a brand. It's your brand identity and your brand personality. So your brand identity is more of the elements that represent your brand and how people perceive it. So their perception of your brand. So this is your logo, your tagline, the fonts that you use, color, your brand colors, and other visual components. And then you have your brand personality, which is the traits and quality behind your brand. And this is the feelings that your brand conveys or the emotions that your audience feels around your brand, your qualities, the qualities of your brand, and of course, your values. So when I helped people to develop their brand, I always start with the brand personality. That's because that's where your story comes in.
Mhm.
And creating that personality first helps you to figure out what your logo is, what colors you want, what your tagline is. And because that's the important thing you should think about when you have your profile and then you have your tagline or who you help in the bio section of your
Mhm.
social media. So like I said earlier, your brand personality is where your story comes in. And your story, like I said earlier, is the most powerful message in the world, in the marketing world. And your pains, your struggles, your experiences all con- um, connect you with your audience. And these are what inspire people because when they relate to what you went through, then they are emotionally attached or connected to you already. And that's how you gain a follower.
Yeah.
So when you we also have to think about branding to be not perfection
Mhm.
because I did a post about this. I think this is what you made you message me
Yes.
on Instagram. I
Yes.
talked about how perfection is killing your brand
Mhm.
because perfection puts you up on a pedestal. And people, when people see a perfect person, they will say, "Oh, I can't be like that. She's too perfect. I'm not perfect. I have these flaws and these flaws." So being being human is what inspires people more, and being connected to them, having that emotional connection, is your basically your brand. That's your brand personality. It's how you connect to your audience.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
good.
just some of the things that you think about when you start your brand.
Yeah. That's good. And we just keep circling back around to the mindset as well as your story and the
Yeah.
people being able to resonate with you and your story and it being a human connection
Yeah.
because we have so much just social media and everything is just flying around social media, but people need to know even behind the social media, even behind your name, your logo, everything, there is a human being, a
Yes.
person that has feelings, a person that has flaws. I had someone, this was some years ago, to send me a message and say, "Oh my God, just what you said. I want to be like you because you're perfect." And I immediately sent them a response back and I said, "Honey, let me tell you, I am full of flaws, right? I have issues. There are things that I am dealing with and that, I'm working through. I'm just like you.
Yeah.
I am just like you working through this. We're working through this together." And that's what I tell people every Motivational Monday. We're growing together. We are
Mhm.
learning together. No one is above anyone because, as someone in the comments said, we're always a student, always a
Yes.
student. So we're always learning. So yes, those are some really great tips. Really great
Yeah,
tips.
but I think that social media now is a highlight reel of everyone's high times in their life.
Yeah.
So it's always when you think about social media now, you're supposed to think of it as everyone's highlight reel, and it's all the highlights of their life, because no one really wants to post their
Yeah.
low points, right? So just having that in mind also helps with dealing with thinking you're not perfect, because actually I think that's why when I went into the entrepreneur space, I found that it's so refreshing, because everyone was sharing their high points and then their low points, and then you start to think like, oh, then I'm not alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone else is going through the same things that I'm going through,
Yeah.
and yeah, that really helps with um also imposter syndrome
Yes.
because
Yeah.
sometimes you just think that you're not good enough for anything that you're posting. That I had that for a while also. I still have that now sometimes.
Mhm.
And it's very easy for you to have that if your feed is full of people who just keep posting highlight reels.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I made it a point to unfollow those people who seemed too perfect and made
Mhm.
me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
And then just follow people who are more authentic.
Yeah.
So that really helped a lot with
That
imposter
is good.
syndrome.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome is very real. We
Yeah.
talked about that on our show, I think probably back in June or July. We talked about the imposter syndrome. And so, yes, we might need to revisit that one too.
Yeah.
There's like so many topics that we probably need to revisit, but that was so good, Nina. Is there anything else that you want to share before we wrap everything up?
So I also wanted to touch a little bit about content creation.
Okay.
Because when when you think about content creation, it also ties into what you're learning, what you're experiencing. Because my thing is, when I learn something new, I like to share it right away. And
Mhm.
when I see something inspiring, I like to share it right away.
Mhm.
So, in terms of content creation, this also ties in with your branding, because, like I said, your story and all of that. And another important aspect you should think about before you create your content and when you build your brand is to know who you really want to serve. Because if you try to appeal to everyone, then you will appeal to no one.
Yeah.
That's basically a golden rule of marketing. So being general won't allow you to connect with those people that you want to connect with. You have to understand your audience in order to hit pain points on your posts, on your blog posts, on webinars like these. And it's really important for you to know that, so that you can create content that aligns with that.
Mhm.
And when you are creating content, you should also consider that there are 5 types of content that
Okay.
you can do. So you can either educate, you can either entertain, empower, engage, and then you have your your selling posts. So those are the 5 content types that you can create.
Okay. So
That
let's,
is aligned with your brand.
what is it again? It's educate, engage,
Educate,
sell.
entertain, empower, engage, and sell.
Okay.
And then I just wanted to touch a little bit on about these content types, because if you notice, 4 of these are giving value, and only one is your business, or selling your business or your product. And that is also one of the golden rules of marketing, is to give value 80% of the time and only sell 20% of the time. So giving value is super important, especially when you're in business and you're on social media, because
Yeah.
people are more likely to follow you if you give value, rather than if you're just talking about yourself all the time. You have to
Yeah.
also talk to them. Yeah.
That's good. That is very, very good advice. Okay, so we're gonna have you come back, and we're gonna have to do like a workshop to where we can like really break it down. Have people come on. We'll do like a Zoom workshop. So you and I offline, we will be talking about this. and
Sure.
getting this together. Let's see.
Definitely.
Nico. Oh, Nico, thank you so much for joining. She said, great advice. And let's
Thank
see,
you.
Zeus says, Peachy Joey, my son is interested, but may class.
Oh, it's in my dialect. So
Oh,
he's asking if he's saying that his son is interested to watch, but he has class, and is asking if this is recorded.
yes. So he can definitely come back on. And if you shared it on your page as well,
Yes, I
it'll
did.
be on there. Yes, so he can watch the replay.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then what I'll do is I will download the video and I'll send it to you on Dropbox. And then
Yes.
that way you can send it out as well. All
Yay.
right. Yes. Okay. I think we have all the comments there. Nina, again, this has just been so amazing talking
Thank
to you. Yes, this has just been
thank you for
really
having
great.
me
And
here.
I am so looking forward to us doing something in the future with, like I said, doing this marketing, some type of marketing seminar, having people come
Definitely.
in, because I do believe that this is information that everyone can use. Everyone
Yes.
can use.
Especially
And I
now.
yeah, especially now. Exactly. It is what everyone can use. And so this is really great. So I feel like a new, the beginning of the year. I feel like a beginning of the year workshop, to kick us off for 2021. So I will
Yeah.
definitely be talking to you about that. Because let me tell
Def-
you, once I'm on it, I'm on it. So we are on it. But guys,
yeah.
again, thank you all so much for joining in Motivational Monday. Thank you, Nina. Thank you to all of everyone that was watching, everyone here in the States, and all of Nina's friends and family that was watching from the Philippines. Guys, we really appreciate you watching. Please share this video, share it to your pages, because Nina had some really good information. I mean, really good information. And we want everybody to hear this, what she said. So yes, someone said it was very informative.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yes, very informative. I mean, this I have shows every Monday and all of them are really good, but I think this one by far was the best, one of the best ones.
Oh,
It
that
really
means
was.
a lot
And
to
so,
me.
I mean, yeah, you really knocked it out of the park. And
Thank
so,
you so
listen,
much.
if y'all missed the live, you can definitely go back and watch the replay. You can watch the replay on our page, or you can watch it on any of the pages that was shared. So we are. Thank you for sharing important. Oh, Nicola, thank you for sharing important knowledge, Nina. Yes, she was really great. So we hope and we pray that you all have a safe and a wonderful Thanksgiving this week. And, everyone stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask,
Yes.
don't be in big groups of people, let's
Yes.
follow the rules, everybody. Let's follow the rules. And we will see you on next Monday night for Motivational Monday. And we'll also be making sure that we give you the information of our workshop that's going to be coming up, because we're going to be planning it. So you can put that on your calendars and be ready, be ready. But again, guys, thank you so much. Nina, thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
Yes.
Had
Thank
a
you
great
so much for
time.
being here. And we will see y'all on next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.